This is Marketing Jam, a show featuring the brightest minds in marketing.
Brought to you by Canada Post. Head to canadapost.ca/insight podcast for ideas to add value to your marketing.
I want to welcome everyone to the next episode of Marketing Jam, brought to you by Canada Post. And this one is very special in that it is video only. So those that are used to watching Marketing Jams audio only, thank you for coming over to the video side of things. Video did not kill the podcast star, so we know the audios will still be coming out, but this is a special one because we have Neil Patel, who is going to give us an actual walking virtual tour through some of the amazing new updates and upgrades within his SEO tool. And those that are really into SEO, curious about SEO, hardcore into the tools that SEO does, or curious about what tools their company, their firm should invest in, I think this will be really informative, educational. I have Kavan with me today, special guest here from Jelly, and the two of us will be giving Neil the grills when it comes to SEO software. So thank you, Neil.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you were a great guest before. If you haven't heard Neil's interview before, he was a previous guest on Marketing Jam. You can listen to that episode, link down in the description. But today, Neil, we're going to have you share your screen. As much as we like looking at your face, you know, it is a nice looking face. We're going to have you share your screen, and we'd love for you to give us a tour of what's happening with your SEO tool.
Cool. So I'll share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm going to close out the box so you can see the screen. But this is pretty much Ubersuggest in a nutshell. It's been around for, you know, what's crazy is February 2020 will be its third year that I've owned it.
Wow.
All right. It was just a long time. So Ubersuggest is just like most tools. You know, there's a dashboard. You can see backlinks, referring domain names. You can get into things like, all right, what is my overall rankings? Are they going up or down for the keywords? What position? You can see it on a daily basis. You can change the date range to whatever you want. So you can see rankings over time. Yeah, you can see rankings, whether it's desktop, mobile devices, and you can see that all within the app, as well as pick whatever cities you want to end up tracking rankings for. So I can start tracking rankings for, let's say, I'll probably spell it wrong. I'm not the best speller, but Toronto, Canada. And then I can go next and I can start adding keywords. It'll pull keywords that I already rank for. Sadly, although I rank for Pinterest, I don't get too many clicks because they're probably looking for Pinterest instead of me. And then I can add in keywords like, you know, let's start tracking search engine optimization, blog, and start tracking. And over time, it'll populate Toronto, Ontario. It'll take a little bit because we have to run the queries, but this is what it looks like, and it tracks your rankings on a daily basis for both mobile and desktop.
That's awesome. Neil, is there any plans to kind of increase the keyword limit from 25?
We're talking about increasing it right now to 100 and then eventually to 1,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's amazing. And Neil, just to take a step back, why in the world did you start this tool? Like, why did you make your own? There's all these, you know, there's Ahrefs, there's SEMrush, there's all these tools out there, Moz. Why make another?
So I bought Ubersuggest originally because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll generate more leads for my agency. And I was talking to some developers and they're like, yeah, we can help you build a full-blown app, you know, like SEMrush with 80% of the features or 80% of the used features, right? Because all these apps have tons of features, but majority of people, like 20% users only use, or 80% users only use like 20% of the features. So I was like, all right, just give me the main features that people use. And the original estimation, including server costs and dev costs, was $30,000 a month. So I was like, cool, it's a good experiment for $30,000. Plus I already own Ubersuggest, the domain. I'm like, yeah, let's just make it better, more detailed. And they were really off on their estimations and projections. But that's how it really started.
Okay. And now...
And another note was, the other reason I was like, you know what? All these tools are really popular, but they're so expensive. Yeah, you know, like $100 may not seem like a lot to a ton of people, which is roughly $1,200 a month, which is what most of these tools start at. But once you start going to other regions like Brazil or India, places like that, that's a lot of money. In addition to that, what most people don't know is you guys work with a lot of corporate clients, right? I don't know how many, but a ton, correct?
Yeah, like about 60 clients we have in our roster.
That's a lot. And what most people don't realize is the data shows people who work at large corporations tend to use free tools first over paid tools. And the reason being is that to get budget approval. So I was just trying to trap people in the Neil Patel ecosystem. Because even though the tool is called Ubersuggest, as you see, I mainly highlight my logo, right? I'm not highlighting Ubersuggest as much because I'm trying to get people to come back into the Neil Patel ecosystem and eventually convert into a customer.
Okay, so Ubersuggest is free right now, correct?
It's free right now, yes. And if I ever did charge, I would keep majority of it for free. And maybe I'm thinking about releasing a $10 plan to start covering the cost because it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
Like $10 a month or $100 a year. I haven't done that yet, but and I've been debating if I want to even do that or not. But that's, when people are like, hey, don't ever charge for it. When I tell them I'm thinking about charging $10, they're like, oh, that's so affordable. It's okay.
What do you think the biggest challenge was developing this tool?
All the features, because it's just endless. Like from rank tracking to the dashboard, which you guys saw. It connects with Google Search Console, so if I don't have someone's Google Search Console account, it won't display their data. But it's just a lot of stuff from we do so much things. Like it's all the little nuances. Like for example, if you type in a keyword, and you can do it for any country or city. So I can do New York, like New York or whatever it may be. But let's say I type in the keyword marketing. Not only does it give you data and search trends for both mobile and desktop. So, to get that data, to compute it, it's a pain in the butt. And we do everything from telling you the age ranges to how many people click on SEO results to paid to nothing. Sadly, nothing is a big portion of the clicks for majority of the keywords. From coming up with keywords, for every little thing from suggestions to related keywords to questions, prepositions, comparisons. It may seem easy, but what's really hard is when you start doing it for all the languages. Because a question in a different language is totally different than English. And some languages, the way they do questions changes a lot based on what people are typing in. So in the US, it's really simple. People say, or in English, it's really simple. What is marketing? How do you do marketing? But in other languages, it's not as simple as having the question part at the front and then the keyword at the back. And it changes a lot depending on the type of question you're answering and the type of keyword that you're putting in.
Wow. And are you, I'm a, MailChimp user. I used it for a while there, and I'd always get that monkey encouraging me after I do a send. Is your face, I see it in different places. Are you like the MailChimp face?
I'm the MailChimp monkey, or I'm the Neil Patel monkey, or whatever you guys want to call it.
I see your face popping up here. That's awesome. Your face is in the little favicon. That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's everywhere throughout the app.
Yeah, perfect. So if someone's thinking about getting a tool, is this Ubersuggest, does it have everything right now? Do they still need other tools to supplement it? Or have you got everything every bell, every whistle under the sun?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. You even have content ideas. So think of BuzzSumo integrated. So color psychology and marketing, the complete guide. You'd be like, that sounds interesting. Let me see what keywords it ranks for. I can literally click the keywords button and then boom, it'll end up populating. It's free. So sometimes the database takes a little bit to load because we have billions and billions of records.
Yeah.
And you'll end up seeing a keyword and link list. So if I pull up links, you can see all the backlinks and you can keep going next. So you can see all the people linking to that URL, as well as I mentioned, all the keywords. So you can be like, all right, this also ranks for marketing color combination, colors green, color psychology, etc. And it tells you position, estimated visits, CPC, pay difficulty, and you can just keep going, getting all that data, as well as see social shares for literally most of the popular articles on the web. I know there's only 2 pages here, but if you keep clicking next, it keeps giving you more and more pages. So do that to save on server costs. And we also give you pretty much any data that you want on a domain name. So I can type in neilpatel.com and be like, all right, cool. I'm getting roughly 2.7 million visits from organic monthly traffic. And it tells me, how many organic keywords I rank for, monthly traffic, backlinks, what positions the keywords rank for. Is it top 50, 100, 1 to 3? So you compare them with other sites. And I can even see all like the top pages. So you'd be like, all right, let's see Neil Patel's top pages. Like, what is affiliate marketing? I'd be like, all right, what keywords does Neil rank for, right? And like, I literally can see all that data. Sometimes this takes a little bit to load, as I mentioned, because it's pulling it up from a database. And you can see what keywords, the volumes, the estimated visits, and you keep clicking next, next, next. You can see them all, export them to CSV. You can hide them. You can see the backlinks for any page. You're like, I want to rank for this keyword. Let me see all the backlinks. So I can just hit them all up and try to convince them to link to me. We give you all that data. We even give you a data dump of all the keywords that a domain ranks for. We're working on cleaning up the keywords because sometimes the misspellings end up showing in here, but that gets fixed within 2 weeks. We even give you an SEO analysis. So you can end up seeing, all right, what are the page issues with the site, load time issues, SEO issues. You can literally see all the data in an easy use interface. I'm like, all right, I want to improve my SEO. Well, I can show you focus on critical issues, warnings, low word count, duplicate meta descriptions of 13 pages. And it'll tell me, all right, this meta description is used twice and 2 pages use it. So I was like, cool, I probably should remove that because I don't have automated conversion funnels and sequences on my homepage. So I probably should update the meta description.
Nice.
So that was useful. And I'll even break it down what is this? A meta description, and they'll break down what it is, even links to article on how to fix this.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple and straightforward, and it does everything from even telling you backlinks for a domain name over time, showing the history, new and lost links over time. We're showing a lot of new links because we're increasing our database. So technically a lot of them are all new, but they're new for our database because we're just increased how many sites we're crawling. And then we show you all the backlinks, the anchor text. If it's a no follow or 1 link per domain name, you can remove that filter so you can see all the links, even from the same domain names over and over again. I have multiple links from GoDaddy. I don't know why they're linking to me, but I'll take it, even though they're no followed. But that's pretty much the tool in a nutshell. It provides you all the data you really need to grow your traffic and for free. And we have a lot of the advanced features like filters. We have that in many things. You can filter even your keywords by whatever you want, search volume, page difficulty, include whatever keywords, export everything. So it's pretty much it in a nutshell.
That's great. I have a question. So do you have any plans to kind of implement any local SEO rankings into the tool?
For a domain name?
Based off Google My Business. I find a lot of rank trackers don't do it. I've seen it in a couple, but for example, Ahrefs doesn't do it. They just show purely organic results.
So if you do the manual rank tracking, you can add in a city, just like we did Toronto, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're looking up a domain in general, other people's data, right? We just do it general based off of countries. So when you're doing competitive intelligence, we just do it based off of per country.
Okay, cool. So there isn't any kind of plan to show maybe for the SERPs, whether the SERP kind of looks like if there's a map pack on there or if there's a knowledge panel kind of dominating the top result. Is that kind of integrated in the tool, or is there plans to kind of integrate anything like that?
No, not at the moment. The next big push that we're going to make is, Market Muse?
Okay, yeah.
Give away that stuff for free. And then the second big push we're going to make is in a Chrome extension. I'll actually show you guys. We haven't released it yet, but go ahead.
That's amazing. So at the moment, again, as an agency, we use Ahrefs, we use SEO Site Checkup. So what percentage of Ahrefs would you say is on Ubersuggest right now?
The backlink thing, backlinking is big. And then obviously with organic ranking, It's pretty similar. I think the Ahrefs backlinking database is larger, but I mean, they've been
They
around.
are bigger. They have a bigger database than I do.
But I mean, they are also paid too, right? So
What would you say, Neil? What percentage of Ahrefs do you say you have right now, or SEMrush or Moz? How would you say you've got like 80% of each of them at the moment?
Honestly, I don't know. We stopped keeping track of our competitors and we just focus on what's best for our users.
Right, nice.
okay, cool.
So like, for example, I'll show you some designs of our Chrome extension. We have a beta version. I just don't have it on my computer here.
Mhm.
We'll release it probably within 30 days.
Wow.
And it's loading because InVision takes a long time. I don't know why.
What do you say this like? What would you say this Chrome extension is comparable to? Is it similar to like the Moz bar, or like maybe I know Ahrefs has one as well?
Nothing. It's totally different.
Okay, cool.
I think the designs are slowly starting to load. You'll
Yeah,
see.
there we go.
I see your Grammarly.
I have Grammarly.
Yeah, we're big Grammarly fans.
Okay, so check this out. Let's say you do a search for like a keyword.
Yep.
We'll tell you the monthly searches and average CPC. But if you want to view more data, you can click the view all and it'll drop down something that looks like this. So again, let's say you click view all here, it'll drop down something looks like this, and it'll show you search volume, SEO difficulty, paid difficulty, CPC, trend for mobile and desktop over time, how many people click on the SEO results, paid, no clicks, age range. All right. And of course, you can put it back and hide it away because most people don't want all those details every time they do a search, right? And, you know, Neil Patel monkey or whatever you want to end up calling it, like the MailChimp monkey. I put my face and I'll tell you basic data like the average web page that ranks in the top 10 has X backlinks and a domain score, whatever. That's our version of like authority. And then you'll have the Ubersuggest logo, although this is supposed to be in black. Because orange just doesn't look right. And then you can see like suggested keywords, related questions, prepositions, comparisons right then and there. And then we'll show you a little graph that shows you backlinks for each position. So how many backlinks does everyone have? So it'll give you an idea of like, all right, this will give me a rough idea of how many backlinks I need to build if I'm trying to rank.
That's really cool. I haven't seen anything like this before.
And then you'll get under each result. Technically, the designer didn't put it up under each one, but it will be under each one. You'll see a domain score, social shares, and backlinks. And let's say you click the down arrow because you want to see all the backlinks. Then it'll drop down. This text is off. This text should be like this page has 19,514 backlinks. And then it'll show the 10 most authoritative backlinks, the domain score, anchor text, and you can keep clicking next to see them all. But yeah, that's what we're starting off with in version 1.0. And we'll do this in all the main languages that are in Ubersuggest and all the regions too. So you can see the data for Canada or US or UK, etc.
So just to talk about the SEO industry in general, Hootsuite out here in Vancouver created like a Hootsuite Academy and has it now where they provide training, and then you can take an exam for like $150 to prove that you know certain pieces about social media marketing. I'm curious, have you thought about creating some sort of academy or some sort of certification for SEO? Just because right now it doesn't exist. There's no kind of certification or validation system that confirms people know how to do SEO. So when we're hiring these people, you know, we have to put them through all sorts of tests, our own kind of makeshift version. But have you thought about doing that for our global SEO industry?
We thought about it, but then the problem would be too many people running around with the Neil Patel certificate, which can hurt our agency if the people are just faking it and they're not good at SEO or social media or whatever it may be.
Yeah. So the Hootsuite Academy and the Google ones, like the Google certificates are free to do, analytics, AdWords. But then Facebook Blueprint, to prove that you know how to do Facebook Blueprint ads, they actually have you either go to a physical exam room or they webcam you while you're taking the exam. They're a lot more intense. Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not really shocked, but I like it.
Yeah. I think because they were trying to make sure their blueprint wasn't like again, you could get people to take your Google exams for you, but the Facebook Blueprint wanted to make sure that no one could fake it, and that if the Facebook Blueprint was on someone's resume, they were legit.
Yep, I like that idea.
How about you, Kavan? Any other questions on that?
I think that pretty much it. So is there any other like exciting new features coming down the pipeline that you think?
Eventually, I want to create like an ecosystem of just tools that are either really affordable or free. Like I want to create free email eventually and just go after MailChimp. And when I mean free, I'm like talking unlimited contacts, unlimited sends.
Wow. No, tell me about what tools are we using for our audits? When you do an audit, you send me 3 kind of documents.
We use Screaming Frog, SEO site checkup. We use Ahrefs for backlinks. Those are the...
And I think a lot of those tools are amazing. I have no issues with those tools. What I found, and I wanted to clarify this, why I built the tool was most people aren't technical like you guys or me or people who have been in SEO for a long time. So I want to create something that's easy to use. And that's my whole premise, is just making shit usable.
Nice.
Because it's like, I know in reality, if you're using Ahrefs for your clients, you're not going to switch. And I don't really am trying to force people to switch or be like, hey, you should use mine instead and pay me. It's like, it's free. If you want to use it, use it. If not, no worries. And just try to create something usable so mom and pops can grow faster.
That's awesome.
But that also makes sense on your local stuff. And why you were saying that, I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
That local putting the city name is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that feature.
What do you think about the extension? You can talk crap. It doesn't hurt my feelings, even though it's recorded. Even though you're recording it honestly won't hurt my feelings. But we'd love honest feedback. Like, what do you think of the app or the extension? I know we don't have all the features that some of the other guys have.
Yeah, the extension looks really good. I like that. I mean, I've used a few different tools like SEO Quake and stuff, so they kind of just for the basic kind of aspects of it, but the fact that this kind of shows you how many backlinks a certain page will have. So there's a lot of data there that just kind of shows up on the SERP, which is really helpful when you're kind of looking at results and seeing, maybe I should try to get backlinks from my competitors. It makes it easy to see rather than kind of digging a lot deeper using other tools.
I like that you give a review and then you go deeper. I like that you go like, here's a little bit, here's more if you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to kill Ubersuggest. What I mean by that is, why do you have to go to Ubersuggest to get the data? Why isn't it just in when you do a search on Google and you can just see it all there? Like, I'm just trying to make it easier. That means less people go to my site, but it makes it more usable.
Will we one day get like a MozCon, like a NeilCon coming to this great world?
You know what's funny? We get a shit ton of people requesting that.
Yeah. And if you did it, here's my request. You could do it in Canada because I don't know if your American dollar is killing it right now. So your dollar is like $1.30 in Canadian dollars equivalency. So you could come and do it in Canada, and all these Americans would love it because they get to come to Vancouver, see the mountains, go to Banff. So Just saying.
That's a good idea. I love Vancouver.
Yeah, the North.
I would live in Vancouver if it was part of the United States.
That's awesome. That's great. And what's your tips though? So it sounds like for those that are just getting into SEO, what's kind of your biggest tip of saying, hey man, these are like 3 things you should be doing, or hey, here's things to consider if you're getting into that world and trying to understand it better? Where should they be spending their time?
If you're just trying to understand it, check out our site audit report in Ubersuggest, because when you put in your URL, it prioritizes what you should do first, second, third to get the biggest impact.
Okay.
And then go from there. Also keep in mind, you're never going to have a perfect site speed. You're never going to have a perfect SEO score. It doesn't matter who you are. You can always improve. Things always change. Your site speed in Google page speed may be 100 score for a month, and then you change something on your page and then it goes down. Like, look, you don't have to be perfect. No one's ever perfect. Even my own site, I have issues and bugs. Mm-hmm. But just focus on the low-hanging fruit and go from there, because it's unrealistic to fix everything.
That's awesome. Well, Neil, and those that are on agency side or brand side that are wanting to go even more intense when it comes to SEO audits and going deeper, what would you suggest they do this next season?
I would look at a little bit different. It's low-hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily the basics where it's going to have the biggest impact. It's what is going to be the easiest to implement on a customer. Because everyone, when they're doing SEO audits and they're advanced, like, oh, this needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed. If you're dealing with big brands or big companies, they move slow. They have development cycles and sprints. You got to be realistic and be like, what am I actually going to be able to convince this customer to get released? And instead of being like, this is going to have the biggest impact, I want to have them to do that. It's like, if that takes them 160 hours to do, while something small takes them 2 hours, give them the 2-hour task, because they're probably more likely to do that. Okay. And you start being realistic on what you give customers. and make the best out of whatever scenario you're put in versus thinking everything is going to be ideal, because that's not how the way the world works. Everyone has priorities. Everyone's busy. It's sad, but it's true. You guys probably experience it. If you have 60 plus clients, I bet you the majority of them don't implement everything that you tell them.
Yeah. Or they have us implementing it, but we have to prioritize and where should we focus? And yeah.
Bingo.
So Neil, just to wrap things up, do you mind throwing jellymarketing.ca in Ubersuggest and pull up and kind of give us a little?
Sure. All right.
Screen share. If you want to share your screen there, and we'll take a gander.
Jellymarketing.ca or .com.ca?
.ca. That's it. We switched to .ca because we interviewed the Sierra guys, the guys who manage the .ca, and we thought as a Canadian company we should embrace our Canadianness and go .ca. Although for years we were getting backlinks from .com, and we're in Vancouver, Canada.
I probably need to switch it to Canada. It's Canadian site. So I'm assuming, when did you switch it? A while ago?
2 months ago. So very recently.
All right. So there's not a ton of data in my system. You probably get more than 860 visits a month from Google.
Yeah.
But as our database populates and changes all the rankings from what was your previous domain name?
.com. So maybe let's try that out and see what happens if we switch that.
All right. So, probably you're getting more traffic than that as well.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's going down because it's starting to switch it from your .com to .ca. It'll show your top pages, visits, backlinks. It'll base it per region. And you rank for like PR agencies in Vancouver, digital ad agency, jelly marketing careers, etc. So, and the bigger your site, the more you do this, or the more longer your domain's been around, assuming you don't change it, the more data will show. But in general, right, like when you're looking at our data versus SEMrush, Ahrefs, they do have bigger databases, so sometimes you will get more keywords from them. What's interesting is our traffic estimation with the data we have. In roughly 2 to 3 months, it becomes super accurate. I bet you it'll actually be more accurate than Ahrefs and SEMrush within 3 months.
I'm excited to try just Vancouver on it too, because we really care about our backyard and what's happening with clients from Vancouver. So that gives us a great opportunity to give that a go today.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Yep. Neil, this was excellent. Thank you so much for joining us on Marketing Jam, giving us a tour for those that want to get into doing SEO, want to understand it. I love that you have those little question marks around that explain what each section means within your site. So ubersuggest.com. Check it out. You'll see Neil's face everywhere. It's awesome. He'll inspire you, motivate you to keep going. And thank you for the tips for those that are on agency side as well. And appreciate it. Thanks, Gavin, for joining us today.
Thanks, Neil.